My name's Sean Paxton. I'm the homebrew chef.
I'm Kyle. I'm from Kern River Brewing Company.
I'm Kim Kavalak, and I am co-owner of Nebraska Brewing Company with my husband Paul.
And I'm Angela Arp. My husband Tyson is the brewer there.
My name's Dan Del Grande from Bison Organic Beers.
My name's Aaron Barkenhagen. I'm the owner of Bootleggers Brewery.
Greg Cook, Stone Brewing Company, CEO and co-founder.
My name is James Watt. I excite imaginations and do my best to contribute to the downfall of Western civilization. I also make beer.
You know, the Craft Brewers Conference is a great excuse to get together. It's almost like camp as a kid.
The camaraderie is really nice amongst other brewers. And then, of course, you know, the seminars are great.
Getting to actually meet these vendors, the people that are making your equipment, who are selling you spray balls and malt and hops and all those things are right here, all in one place.
The chance to attend the CBC is awesome. There's so many people giving great seminars that have got so much experience. And as we've got our kind of small start out brewery in Scotland to be able to tap into some of the things that they've done and some of the issues they've had. It's the issues that we face on a day-to-day basis. So it's just great that everyone in the US industry is so open about it.
It really gives you a lot of inside information about the industry. I think you find out a lot of information that you wouldn't otherwise know.
There are so many good things that happen here. From an owner's perspective, we get to network with other people.
It's funny because you turn around and every time, you know, you're on the escalator, you're in the elevator, you're in the bathroom, you're, you know, at a booth, you bump into people that you want to hang out with, you want to see, you want to say hi to. They're friends, they're people you respect. And it's interesting because the conversations that come out of that and the interchange of ideas, and it really becomes kind of morphing into, hey, what about doing this event? What about this happening?
Everybody here has the same problems. They're just on a different scale. And everybody here is willing to talk about those problems and help everybody work through those problems. And I don't think that happens in every industry.
It's really a unique experience for people to really come together and like minds, and what happens when everybody's together like that.
I think the US craft beer movement is doing so well because everyone in it knows that if other craft brewers do well, the category grows, and it's the monolithic generic companies which are going to lose market share.
I think that's what helps make the craft beer industry what it is. It's amazing that way because everybody will work with the big guys, will work with the little guys.
There's so many different tailors of exhibits and lectures that I think really help a lot of people, you know, walk away, whether it's new hop varieties or sour beers or barrel aging or cooking with beer or working with chefs to develop a beer. I mean, all that's here. And where else do you find that?
One of the better panels that I went to was a quality panel, and some of the speakers are from like New Belgium and Flying Dog, and they talked about how these larger breweries have trained tasting panels, and they kind of led us through how to develop a group of you know, a dozen people that know your beer, know your style.
The sales seminar was pretty informational. It was put on by Carl Strauss, but it had a lot of information about you know, hiring and training a salesperson and what to look for in that person.
The CBC, I think, has made me a better individual in the depth of knowledge, the exposure to beers. You know, I live in Sonoma, California, and what I take for granted in my backyard is very different than the rest of the country.
You get to see what other people are doing, what's working, what's not working, and just from a consumer perspective, you get to have a lot of fun trying beers that we can't get in Nebraska.
A lot of the technical aspects on the brewing side, you can't ever get enough information.
I always recommend anybody that talks to me about potentially starting a brewery, mandatory, are you going to the next Craft Brewers Conference? And if you're a home brewer and you want to start, then start. Get on it.
You know, I think it's interesting because, you know, as a home brewer, you really have no constraints. You have, you know, money of a home brew versus a 50 barrel or 100 barrel brew house is very, very different.
Well, we actually started off making beers at home. Mark and I used to spend our weekends listening to punk music in our garage and making beer. And the reason we did that was we couldn't find any beers that we liked in Scotland. So we decided the best thing to do was start making our own beers. And I think if you do that, it gives you a great understanding for the process, for the ingredients. You can get all the mistakes out of your system in very small batches as opposed to starting before that. So it just gives you a great founding, and anyone who home brews has got the passion, and it really is tough setting up a brewery, but as long as you've got that passion, that's what's going to get you through those tough times.
I implore the home brewer to try new things and to experiment and to keep experimenting till they really feel like they're hitting it. And at that point, it's a great exposure to come to something like this to really open your eyes to the complexities of, the actual brewing on that scale.
Try to get as much information as you can and try to pull from some of the guys that have been around for a while, because we're all here to share information.
It's really like being passionate about what you do and not listening to what other people tell you to the point that it deters you from your own mission.
You're still going to have to do a lot of hard work to get to where you need to go. But the CBC is really about providing tools that can help you do that.
I mean, it's a very unique, place that all these like minds come together and they're all sharing everything. And that sharing, I think, is amazing and beautiful.